Hello, I'm Sean Sands from Gamers with Jobs and the Gamers with Jobs conference call, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about Rimworld. Rimworld is yet another in what is increasingly my favorite genre of games, apparently the top down survival, mine, build, grow stuff game, which there's a lot of lately. From obviously I shared Factorio with you. You can argue a lot of the sim games out there, like even Prison Simulator and obviously games like Minecraft and Terraria. It's a hot commodity right now. But this one strikes me as particularly fun. It has most in common, I think, actually, in a different style with Factorio. Just sort of the setting, the fact that you're crash landed on another planet, which is apparently a thing that happens to a lot of in a lot of these sort of survival sim games. But this one is not, nearly as massive and kind of complicated looking. This one has, a much more sort of pure aesthetic of, sort of survivalist frontiers world, which we'll dive into here. This is early version, early access, beta, I think, maybe still alpha. I'm not 100% sure. It's not actually on Steam yet. They have said they will probably, likely at some point, be trying to get it there, but it isn't there yet. So you create a world, a seed. We'll just go. Let's see. Goodyear, sure, that's good. And that generates a massive, massive world where you will essentially pick a place that you want to play in. And there's all kinds of different biomes and, information you can see over here about the particular area you pick. We'll just accept this world, which it calls Media 15, and then we'll make a new colony on that world. It has a number of different settings. You have sort of the classic style or the easy style, which is much more just the sandbox sort of way to play. This has what it calls an AI storyteller that creates different events and resource drops and animal attacks and all sorts of stuff. I haven't dug in deep enough to really get the full flavor of this yet, but it's a cool idea. And then, of course, you pick your difficulty setting. We'll take base builder. So I'm still relatively new to the game, so still trying to understand all the mechanics, and we don't need early raids, which happen. You have pirates or other colonies nearby. You have factions and the way you relate to them, and how much you guys like each other. So we'll go classic base builder. And I had a world before that wasn't going great, but it's fine. We'll select this world. So once you select this world, you pick the place where you want to play in the world. Obviously up here, if you want a really challenging game, pick somewhere in the mountains, in the Arctic, or the really cold locations here, like where the average temperature is well below freezing. Because you start with nothing, and it's hard to get food. We are filthy casuals. Well, I am. So I'm going to come down here where it's nice and temperate. I have somewhere like this, maybe even warmer. Just want to make it really easy to grow food. 70 degrees as a high. 50 degrees as an average temperature. Got marble and granite. So spring through fall growing season. Anything better? Anything better? Like, that sounds delightful. That's not quite good enough. It's fine. We'll take that. It obviously has advanced options, but not going to mess with that right now. And of course, you can select a random site for your extra challenge. So you start with 3 characters, essentially 3 survivors from the spacecraft. And as you can see, they have a wide variety of different skills. And all these skills are really important because they will define not only what they can and can't do and how good they are at those things, but what they derive pleasure from. So this guy here, Wallace, he's big on shooting things. He loves a good shooting. But he also, it's like artistic and animals. I'm a little worried about this guy, actually. just doesn't. Seems like a weird mix. A little antisocial, but does love his shooting. Um, and these are important things because you really, as you're first starting out, you want to think about what you're going to need. Having, at least one guy who's good at, who's a good shot is going to be really helpful if you do hunting, but also if you're invaded. Um, Artistic, not that great early on. Research, pretty good. Big things like basic construction, growing. You need a doctor in there somewhere, and cooking. These are all good. Things like melee, social, artistic crafting. Those will be important later, but not right at the start. And they also come with traits. These influence how they act. So this particular character is going to not necessarily want bionic parts later on. He's a cannibal. Oh, okay. You know what, Wallace? Between your shooting and your antisocial and your cannibalism and your 3 names in a row name, you're out. And this is a nice thing about it too. You can't select things, but you can cycle through characters as well. A nice, well-rounded character here. Actually, I kind of like this guy. Doesn't love any one thing, but mining is probably going to be good early on. He's decent at researcher. This little fire symbol means how much they derive pleasure from that thing, because they have moods. There's a lot to sort of manage in your individual person. If you send them to do stuff that they don't like or aren't good at, they're going to start to have a bad time. But if you give them jobs that match what they like to do and what they're good at, their mood improves. He's incapable of dumb labor, so he's not going to be great at just hauling stuff around. He's not scary, I guess. But again, another prostophile, iron-willed. This is good. Mental break. If your mood gets low enough, or really, really bad things happen, your characters can just sort of dissolve into, metaphorical puddles of uselessness. But he's kind of grumpy, and that's okay. Makar Rosales is a man for all kinds of different things. But I like the mining. I like his shooting. I like that he's not eating people, and I definitely like the research. So we're gonna hold him for now. He's gets the title Blaster. So I'm not sure what that means. Surgeon, that's a good sign. Means this guy's super good at medicine. Is a criminal surgeon. Let's see, to work on them. Although many people died, he did get better at using knives. Okay, that makes him a little antisocial, so he's not going to be necessarily likable. But boy, that medicine rating sure is tempting. He's also good at growing. Artistic crafting, I don't care as much. I'm going to sit on this one. Jealous. It's degrading to have a less impressive. Okay, fine. And teetotaler. I can guess what that means. And a janitor. Okay. Incapable of being intellectual, violent, or crafting. He's steadfast. Again, that mental break threshold. An optimist. Those both help, kind of permanent move. But such a limited set of skills. I like the idea of just having a guy who kind of goes around and trust me, this is a game where cleaning stuff up and putting stuff in the right place is a big deal. And I like that construction, but I think I'm going to roll him. Let's see what else we get. Maybe we'll get a really not crazy doctor here, and we can go back and work on Tony a bit. Nope. Okay, what do we got? No. Nope, I don't need super social, dude. I do like this. Let's see. Growing, that's good. Medicine, that's good. Melee, I don't care about. And can do a little research. Doesn't have anything he's incapable of. He's gay, brawler, psychically sensitive. Oh, I haven't gotten into psychic stuff. So no real downsides here. Can't shoot. Just can't. But not everybody can be Shooty McShooterston. Construction. This guy does a little bit. I do like the idea of an herbalist, and I do like the idea of medicine. So I think Tony's out. Let's see, what are we missing? What do we have gaps in? We need a cook. Yeah, we need a cook. And we have a miner, right? Yep, mining's good. Growing's good. Medicine's good. Research is kind of covered. be nice to get a little better. So we need a cook, and I want a good construction. So cooking and construction is what we're after here. You're out, Tony. You and your slicing up, experimenting on people ways. Nope. 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 I wish cooking was better. No, we can get something else. Just pow, pow, bammo. Oh, you're really giving it to me here. Oh, Tony's back. Our options may be limited. Come on. It's got to be a cook in here somewhere. Oh, there we go. This guy's got, he's an apocalypse survivor. He's basically deaf. Has bite scars on his back. Likes to work at night. Can't do dumb labor. That's the second time that's come up. Oh, am I really going to skip this guy? And can't do construction. Yeah, you're out. Oh, I love that cooking skill, though. Click, 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 click. Yeah, I think we have a limited number of selections here. So, what's our best construction? Yeah, maybe this guy's going to be our construction. I think this might be our guy here. Construction's just not great. Don't have a good builder, but this is a person with sort of a wide range of skills, and I do like that. No incapabilities. Beautiful. Estelle is exceptionally beautiful, which makes everyone like her. She's nervous. That's not great. They all prosthephobes? No. TG here is fine with all the implants in the world. So the husband of Maker Rosales, which was another guy who came up earlier and we skipped, I think. Yeah, I don't remember what that was. So we'll start with this crew. We have, oh yeah, Maker Rosales. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, yes, got it. Maker Rosales and Estelle Rosales are husband and wife. This is interesting. They also have both a sort of biological age as well as a chronological age. Meaning there's this whole system of, being in suspended animation that goes throughout this game. I've seen people who are like 3,000 years old show up. So we'll start with these guys, which brings us to the actual planet. The three of you awake in your cryosleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown Rimworld. As pieces of the shredded spaceship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. All right. We're going to pause here real quick. So this is the game world. Looks like Rosales here has a dog, Oz. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. So let's take a look at our surroundings. All right, we got kind of a scattered area here. It's 50 degrees out, not bad. Let's see, we had our supplies land. So all these things start forbidden, means the colonists won't touch them until I tell them they're accessible and to pick them up. Otherwise, they'll just leave them there. So let's remember let's just, first of all, let's get some people equipped. I don't really have, yeah. Okay, so character, that's what I'm after. Shooting, 7, shooting 5. Okay, Rosales, you get the survival rifle. We have a shiv here, which I'll have to sort of, by default, go to TG, and Estelle gets the pistol. Let's unlock these things so we can... the first couple of things we want to do is we want to set up sort of a stockpile. We want to build a basic shelter, and we want to start growing. Because we do have some survival meals, but only a few, and those run out awfully fast. So and here we have silver. Great. I'd rather have steel. What's that? Steel slag chunk? Those are accessible. Not a lot of steel around. That's going to be problematic. Are these... That's limestone. Do we have any exposed steel? Ship chunk, that'll help. Here we go. Compacted steel up here. Compacted steel up here. Got a little room here. We might... can't really... Not really enough to set up shop there. Oh, more survival meals. Awesome. And we have some hunting we can do over here. I'm trying to figure out where I want to sort of set up home base, because I also want it to be relatively easy to defend, but there's no sort of natural coves here. Sometimes you'll end up with a nice big sort of mountain that surrounds you. Makes it a lot easier to kind of lay down and, a good defense. Something like this maybe. Okay, we got steel here. It's got a little bit of a good defensive position here. We got a wall that's already going. Maybe we'll set up shop down here, even though it's a little far away. It's not bad. Okay, so all your assignment stuff is down here. You're going to spend a lot of time in the architect area. This is something we will play with in a second to sort of set what everybody works on, and you can restrict when they work, when they sleep, and a variety of things. Oz, I want him to stay in... So we can create an area where Oz stays. This is good because the last game I played, the dog wandered off and got eaten by a cougar that just sort of dragged its corpse around occasionally. Like there was just this... and this character starts with a significant bond with his pet. As you can see, these fans... bonded to make our Rosales. So it was just like this cougar would just basically come around every now and again and taunt him like, here's your dead dog. I'm going to eat its leg now. Real good. All right, we found our steel. Cool. First thing I want to do is set up our collection zone. And this seems fine. We'll just create basically a stockpile zone. This is a place where when they're not doing something more important, the colonists will just bring stuff that's needed to this stockpile zone. So they'll bring all this and it'll start showing up in our inventory over here. I don't want it to have like rotten corpses. That's just me. We will create a separate place for that. This is very much resources. Now later on, we'll want to actually create a sort of refrigerated room for foods and stuff like that. But that's a ways down. We also want to set up a growing area. Let's see. I don't know. I'm never real clear on how big to make it. Just start like that. Maybe a little bit more out like that. Okay. And then can I set up what I grow in here? Yep, I can grow potato plants. What else can I grow? Let's do corn. Corn is multi-purpose. Good. And I want to set up a little home base, a little place. Set up a room where we can put in some beds and some floor and just have a nice... So it says here we don't have enough wood. You can see there's wood all over. I need to make them accessible. But once they get it into the storage area, I think that's where they pull those resources from. So it's sort of a two-step process: gather and collect it, and then actually use it. So I'm going to set up shop, maybe just right here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Save some room for some beds and also maybe some other stuff. All right, good. I think we're ready to let this thing roll. So I'll start slow. As you can see, like it's saying I need to build a room. That's what I'm trying to do here. Learn medical operations. To sign a medical operation like harvesting or prosthetic installation. Yeah, we'll get to that. Right now, colonists need beds seem like a big deal. Nice hair, Rosales. Looking good. I want to set up sort of a home zone too, so I can keep everybody in the same area. I don't need people going wandering off. So I guess this does it. Yeah. Let's expand that for this whole area here. And then I want to keep... Where'd the dog go? Don't go wandering off, dog. Yeah. How'd I do that? Animals. Home area. Good. So hopefully the dog will stay there and not go wander off and get eaten by a cougar again. Though I haven't seen one yet. Lots of deer. We'll hunt them at some point. Rosales. So you can kind of click on your guy and your guys. You can get a good sort of glimpse of them. You can see their age. You can see what they're equipped with, what they're doing. Here you can kind of get a sense of their mood and their need. Everybody starts off with this sort of new colony optimism bonus, which is really good because right at first you're having to create everything by scratch. You know, your first night, your guys probably are going to sleep on the ground, and that's going to make them a little unhappy. As you build and equip more rooms and get more stuff going, their happiness is going to go up. Which is why one of the reasons you want them doing things that they like to do. So this guy he's sowing, and this is our grower. So he's going to enjoy, he's going to be happy with this. And as you can see, it also levels up over time. You can see that his growing skill progressing. Estella's vomiting. That's not one of her favorite things. No, let me just check. No, she wasn't a big fan of that. But you really don't have a lot of control over these characters. Like, you can give them broad instructions. It's somewhere in between, you know, just sort of from a god position saying what you want done, and it just happens. There's a little more control to that than that, especially if you're attacked. You can actually draft them and provide them direct orders. But it's not it's not a direct, I give you an order and you just go do it. They have, which is why I brought this up earlier. So you can actually set the priority level of these different things. So there's a natural priority that, you know, from firefight down to research, this is the most important. All things being equal, if TG here could do all those things, he would firefight first above all else. And if there was no fire to fight, he would come here and go, oh, am I wounded? If so, I need to, you know, for a life-threatening condition, then I know to go get him taken care of. If he's a doctor, which he is, his third thing is to, you know, go help somebody, and on down, right? I mean, so obviously mining is less important than, you know, cooking, but more important than art, which, you know, I know a lot of art majors who would not agree. And down here at the bottom, hauling, cleaning, and finally actually just doing some research. But you can actually change these. So let's say that I want, who is my miner? Let's see, right. Rosales has a high mining skill. So actually, anytime I have mining set up, I want him to make that a priority, the number one priority. So this essentially means that now, unless I've taken direct control or there's sort of an emergency, he will prioritize mining over anything else. And I can change those, you know, immediately. Let's see, TJ, who's my grower? So I want to sort of set these things up. I want to have somebody who's constantly hauling. And maybe that's Estelle. Who's the better grower? 6, 8. Yeah, so I actually want Estelle to be more focused on hauling for now. The reason being, we just have so many resources that need to come down here and get into our storage area. Doesn't always feel like it works automatically. You know, quite honestly, sometimes the game just does what it wants. But no, she's doing it. She's now hauling steel to stockpile zone, and he also is. Oh, because this is all planted. So once he got the growing, maybe that vomit will help. Let's keep an eye on this plant. I'm joking. Let's not keep an eye on that plant. So you can see in their work orders now, this is the next thing they sort of have available to them to do. What is this blood? Oh, yeah, let's get the wood too. So I double click I hit F to make this accessible. You see the little X goes away. So these can now be collected and taken into storage too. It's a way to sort of prioritize what you want collected or just choose stuff that you don't want collected. I'm going to claim this ship chunk and deconstruct it because I think I wish I hadn't put these berry plants. No, it's fine. So Rosales is choosing to, because of his work priorities, let's see, as opposed to construct, he is, I don't know what this would register under. Maybe it's just a different version of construct. Repair, no. Research, no. So it must be something here. So he, out of that chunk came some steel and some components, which is good, because that's how you begin to get power build up, which we'll do shortly. I want him, once he's done with this, to actually put up some, we're going to turn this in, we're going to turn this into a little bit of a house. Wooden door. Some wooden walls. Now, once these are in place, a roof will automatically sort of generate here unless you tell it not to otherwise. Right now, this is all open, exposed area. Once you've sort of enclosed it, given it a door, really defined it as a room, it will automatically become a room and have a door and have enclosure. You can toggle a lot of stuff over here. This one's cool. Beauty display, you can kind of see the beauty, you know, the influence of mood different places have. So you can see these little vomit splatters. People don't love vomit splatters. Yep, and they show up here too. That's useful from time to time. And the room stats. So once this becomes a room, we'll actually see some statistics associated with it that tells you how good a room it is, and, you know, what its quality level is, how people enjoy being in it. But we also need furniture. We're going to need some wooden beds. This is not the lap of luxury right now. 3 wooden beds. And I kind of want to prioritize the building of those. Yeah, rather you work on that, Rosales. So you can see as stuff starts getting collected into the area we define, they actually start showing up over here in our inventory. So I know we have 510 steel stored away. We're good on food for right now, but those 24 food are going to go fast. And it would be great if we could get all 3 of these beds set up before night so that everybody's got a bed. We're going to assign that. We'll give that to Rosales since he did the work. Hey, Rosales, do that one. Hey, Stell, can you build stuff? No, you can't. Oh, Rosales is also going to work on that one. What is that? Boom rat. Interesting. Where'd my other guy go? Other guy. Oh, there he is. He's gathering... Oh, those meals. Yeah, there were a bunch of meals up here. Good job. Be sure and get those. See, they'll remember stuff that I forgot. That's really helpful. Okay, as night falls. Now, eventually, you know, ideally, if you were just zipping through this, because I tend to like a slower paced game, you'd have this going on a faster speed and just be trying to... Oh, let's assign these owners. That one goes to TG. And that one goes to Estelle. So this is also cool. You also can set up the beds as specifically for medical, so you can sort of set up an infirmary somewhere, but you can also set it up for prisoners. So, and that will probably be something we do at some point, is we'll set up a room for anybody who attacks our village. If we defeat them, there's a chance that they will actually be capturable. You know, dog, you didn't have to. It's a lot of places you could have slept. Didn't have to be there. So unfortunately, this still isn't a room, just because this little bush is in the way. So they're going to be grumpy when they get up, because they're slept outside and they ate without a table. And what to sleep with Rosales? Oh, I should have thought of that. Oh my. Okay, interesting. We'll fast forward through the night here. Actually, I'm going to stop here for a second. Probably whip up one or two more of these. I want to show you a little more with this game. Um, but yeah, we're gonna pause and play a little more Rimworld here shortly. Anyway, for now, my name is Sean Sands from Gamers with Jobs on the Gamers with Jobs conference call. Thank you for joining me for Rimworld. We'll see you next time.